Valencia, California, population 63,000. A suburb of Los Angeles where there are over 20,000 homes, and is one of the 4 unincorporated communities along with Saugus, Newhall, and Canyon Country that merged to create the city of Santa Clarita in 1987. Home to Six Flags, Magic Mountain, Southern California, and is considered the premier location in the Santa Clarita Valley. As a real estate agent here in Santa Clarita, I wanted to paint a better picture as to what it really feels like to live here in Valencia. Now, I get a ton of questions that I'm pretty sure a lot of you have from my clients. Those questions being, what does it feel like to live here? What are the schools really like? What is there to do out here? What are housing prices like? And we're gonna be going over that entirely and more in this video. Before I go over the lay of the land, before I go into the schooling system and everything like that, the housing stuff, I want to go over who Santa Clarita is really for. And it's really for families. It has a family suburb type of feel. And if that's not what you're looking for, it might not be the right fit. It's going to be a great investment, yes, down the line, but it really has a family feel. There's a lot bigger houses here in Santa Clarita, and in Valencia specifically, it's a little bit more higher end. So what you're going to get out here are bigger homes, a lot of rooms, not a ton of starter type of homes, but a ton of bigger sized homes with larger lots as well. With that, they have a lot more family activities. We'll go over what family activities really look like out here in Santa Clarita. It's really an active community. And there's a reason why we're starting with Valencia first, and it's because where I am right now. We have a brand new office opening here at the Valencia Town Center, and we're really excited about it. Not only are we going to be running our real estate business out of here, having our agents coming in and out and doing some work here, we're also gonna have apparel, and we have a partnership with some awesome companies that are gonna bring in their products in here that has just been in high demand here in Santa Clarita. Before I go too far, my name is Danny. I'm a real estate agent here with Romeo Echo Real Estate. We're a veteran-owned and operated real estate company here now in Valencia, and we have a ton of people just like you reaching out to us on YouTube, on social media, that need help with moving here to Valencia, here to the Santa Clarita area. So if you have any questions, if you are curious about the area or the greater LA area in general, feel free to hit me up. I'm here to help you guys. We're looking at Los Angeles, we're looking at Southern California, and you see that red dot right over here. That is Santa Clarita. So let's zoom in here and take a look. I have Valencia already lined out here. So we're right off of the 5 freeway, in between the 5 and the 14 freeway. That's where generally Santa Clarita is located. So keep that in mind, okay? So it's this section right here that's highlighted, but it's also this section right here that is not highlighted currently because it's a new community. That's the 5 Points community right next to Six Flags. And I've done a couple videos on that area, and I'll have it linked up top so that you guys can take a look at one of those home tours and have an idea of what homes look like over there. But like I said, we're right off of the 5 freeway. So we're a little bit over an hour away from downtown LA. So downtown is right down here. Same time frame for Santa Monica if you want to go to the beach. And we have over here, we have a couple lakes. We have Lake Arrowhead right here, and then we have Big Bear Lake right there. So all in one day. If you want to do a twofer, the California twofer, you can make it happen. So you go from Santa Monica right here, you go surfing, and then you go make it over to Big Bear right here, or you can go to Mountain High, which is a little bit closer, but it's not one of my favorites. Mountain High is somewhere right here. Yeah, see, this is Mountain High right here, just so you guys know. And you can go from surfing right over here, and then let's say you want to go do some off-roading, you can do it over here in the Antelope Valley, and then head over to Mountain High, which is, like I said, right around here, so that you can go snowboarding or skiing, whatever your preference is. But okay, so going to Valencia. Oh, also we have Castaic Lake right above, and then Lake Pyramid right above as well. So those are actually really easy access. So if you have a boat, you have a Sea-Doo of some sort, jet ski, some sort, you have that access. This river system right here, the Santa Clara River, is not a flowing river, so it's a wash. So whenever we have heavy rains like we've had recently in December and early January, that's where all the water would be flowing. But yeah, so we have a lot here in Valencia. Okay, so this is the mall. This is where we just were. Okay, and we have the only hospital in Santa Clarita. So that you got to keep that in mind. There's only one hospital here, and it's located in Valencia. And we have the College of the Canyons right here. It's the college here in Santa Clarita. A lot of hotels for people that go to Six Flags, where Six Flags is right over here. And a couple In-N-Out burgers, as you see here. The fact that we're so close to the 5 freeway is my preference, okay? So the 5 freeway is a little bit of an easier drive than the 14 freeway. The 14 freeway tends to get backed up because of everyone that lives here in Lancaster and Palmdale. So everyone in Lancaster and Palmdale do work down in LA. A good majority of those people here need to travel down the 14 freeway in order to work in the valley or work in the greater LA area. So it's a heavy traffic. Up north on the 5 freeway, there aren't very many communities until you get up to Bakersfield, and Bakersfield is its own economy, it's its own thing, and people who live there tend to work there. Valencia has over 12 parks, and that doesn't include the ones that are in gated communities. So you got to keep that in mind, that like a lot of these parks are public parks. And we have Saugus right next door. Saugus is right over here on this side right here. And then we have Stevenson Ranch right over here taking up this area. And then north is Castaic. That's all Castaic. You have two major advantages to living in Valencia. You have Six Flags Magic Mountain, and then you have the mall. It's the only mall in Santa Clarita. So it's a very popular place. Everyone who lives in the area goes there. You see a ton of communities here in Valencia, a lot of gated communities. With Santa Clarita being relatively close to LA, it's not the closest suburb, just keep that in mind, but it's one of the best suburbs because of the demographic that is here. There's a lot of first responders, cops, you have EMTs, firefighters that live in Santa Clarita, and a lot of prior service military members live in Santa Clarita because of the safety and the schools, which is what we're going to go into right now. Like I said before, there's a lot of families here in Santa Clarita, and with that, you need schools and you need good schools, and that's what they are able to provide out here. Now, I'm at Valencia High School right now, and it's one of the 5 high schools here in Valencia. We have 4 elementary schools, and then I think 15 middle schools. I have all the numbers here, but that includes private and public schools. Now, we do have a high graduation rate here, and sports are kind of the lifeblood here in Santa Clarita. Baseball and football are really, really popular out here in Santa Clarita because it has that hometown feel. You have the suburb feel. So with that, sports are really, really important. And I want to emphasize on safety out here. As I was pulling up, I was asked not by a police officer, but by a parent, like, what am I doing here? What do you got going on here? What is your reason for being here? Because I'm here on a Saturday, and there's been a couple of police officers going through this road right here. So there's definitely a lot of patrols, and there's a lot of safety when it comes down to being here in Valencia. As I said numerous times, there's a lot of cops out here, so they want to keep this area as safe as possible. All right, let's get out of here before I get arrested. I'm here at the Bridgeport community in Valencia. We're right next to the Valencia Town Center. And as you see, there's a man-made pond here. There's a lot of features throughout this community, a lot of walking trails. And there's actually a running trail right next to it that leads from the freeway all the way through Saugus. So there's a lot of running and walking, hiking trails throughout Valencia and Santa Clarita in general. But I wanted to read off some stats for you guys to give you an idea of what pricing is as of now. And if you want an update on the information, as if you see this in the future, just send me a quick message and I'll give you an update as to what the average prices for homes out here are. The average sales price for a single family home is at $928,000. The average for a townhome is $626,000. And the average for a condo, where a condo out here is going to share some walls, it might feel like an apartment type of property, is going to be at $526,000. We have a wide array of homes here in Valencia. So you have your condos, townhomes, and the single family homes, as well as luxury homes. You have a lot of new construction homes that are coming out here at the 5 Points, which is an expanded area from Valencia on the other side of the freeway, as I showed you guys earlier. That's a brand new community, and it's an addition to Valencia, and it's another side of it that is really getting developed right now. I wanted to talk a little bit more about Bridgeport though. I mean, it's a very unique space here in Valencia. It's one of a kind, that's for sure. And there's so many features along with it. There's so many small communities within this community. Like, for example, there's a gated space and non-gated space. There's condos here, there's single family homes here, and it's really a great community feel. It's very quiet. I've been here for the past hour or so, had a couple police officers patrolling around. I know a lot of the local police, which a lot of police officers live here and they want to protect the area. That's what makes it feel really, really safe. There's a lot of patrols going on. There's a lot of police officers here. Valencia has a lot of HOAs in the area. And in some areas, some communities actually have 2 HOAs applied to them. And that's mainly because it's probably in a gated community that needs an additional HOA to it. And that kind of subsidizes the cost here. Some HOAs range from as low as $25 and go as high as $400 combined typically. I haven't seen too many that go beyond that, but the commonality is within that range. On top of the HOAs that are out here, you want to keep an eye out for the Mello-Roos taxes that are out here. So there's a lot of communities that are brand new, and with that they have an attached Mello-Roos. And a Mello-Roos, just so you guys know, just a quick breakdown of it, it's an added tax to help develop the community, helps build schools and infrastructure around the area. And I've had a lot of questions about the HOAs out here. Are they crazy? Are they really strict? And the answer is yes, they are strict in ways. Now, the reason why we have HOAs here is because we want to make sure that the area stays as nice as possible. And these HOAs really police that as much as possible. So you want the HOAs to be a little bit more strict because you don't want your neighbor to have, I don't know, a crazy paint job or anything like that. But what is there really to do here in Valencia? As I mentioned before, you have 2 major advantages to living in Valencia. You have Six Flags and you have the mall. So property value is going to be really, really high. Aside from that, you have a lot of hiking trails and you have a lot of biking trails as well. And there's a lot of activities for kids, like Billy B's. Billy B's at the mall is a great place for kids. It's a brand new facility. We have a bowling alley going into the mall very, very soon. And there's a lot of things for kids to do. With that said, there's a lot of family activities to do here in Valencia. And if it's not in Valencia specifically, we have a lot of things to do just outside in Saugus and in Canyon Country and Newhall. You have MB2, which is always really fun to have for a date or, you know, to go with your kids. There's mountain climbing gyms out here. There's a ton of gyms out here to take advantage of as well. You have the Oak Club if you're into golfing. There's a couple other golf courses here in Santa Clarita in the area. Not a crazy drive. They feel a little bit more private because Santa Clarita is a little bit secluded away from the greater LA area. So it is a little bit of travel for people. So with that said, if it's close to home, feels like it's not far at all. There's also a ton of places to eat. If you love sushi, you're never going to be hungry out here. There's a ton of great sushi houses over here. My wife and I like Goji House, which is a Korean barbecue place. We go there all the time. You're going to have a wide array of different restaurants out here in Valencia and Santa Clarita as a whole. It's very diverse. You're going to have a lot of Mexican food and a lot of barbecue as well. A lot of Asian places. You have all of the typical Southern California franchises like In-N-Out, Five Guys, Chipotle, places like that. And there's a lot of south of the border influenced restaurants out here. You have Sofritas, which is a Mexican grill at the mall. You have a Asian influence. You have Goji House. You have a ton of sushi places out here. Love Sushi is a big place that my wife and I go to quite often. So when it comes to food, there's a ton of diverse restaurants out here that you're going to be able to take advantage of. I hope this video was helpful for you. And if there's anything that I missed and you're a current local, put it in the comment section down below. I want to be constructive for you guys. I want to give the right impression for everyone that's going to be moving here to the Valencia area. And if you're still looking to move to Santa Clarita, but you're considering Saugus, Newhall, Stevenson Ranch, Canyon Country, one of those other areas, I will be creating a video on those areas very, very soon. So make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you know when I actually release that video. And if there's anything that I missed on here, again, just make sure to put it in the comment section down below if you're a local.